Madison Regatta. Let's all pause for a moment of silence to remember Miss. Thank you. Bob, you're missed. After today, we'll drink one for you. With us is the mayor of Madison, Indiana, Bob Courtney. Thanks so much. And as they say, without Bob, the event that we are experiencing today probably would not have been possible. Like all the men and women that serve in our military, the freedoms and liberties that we enjoy in our country would not be possible. It's an honor to be Madison's mayor and to be standing here with you today. It's an honor to be Madison mayor and being the host city of the 73rd annual Madison Regatta. We're celebrating July 4th weekend, our freedoms and independence and liberty, not to be taken for granted. So we all gather here this weekend to celebrate the best about our country. And again, welcome to the 2023 Madison Regatta in the city of Madison. Have a great day. Thank you, Mayor. Madison Regatta Incorporated is an all-volunteer organization. Staff. What a great effort by President Jake McCormick.
Good morning, Madison, and all our visitors. See the show that this team has worked so hard to put on. I would like to ask now that we have a round of applause for these guys. That made me look good. I don't. But there was a time this morning, or yesterday morning, I didn't think we were putting boats on the water. If it wouldn't have been for the collaborative efforts of my team, H1, GP, the city, firefighters, and rescue, we would not have had a boat on that water yesterday. It is truly amazing that we got a full day of racing in a matter of hours, and we're happy that we were able to put on that show for you guys. I am both honored and a little brought to pause that we have the honor of recognizing Bob Hughes at this 73rd Regatta. It is a privilege of great burden. We have something special maybe planned. It didn't work out this morning, but we'll see what we can do. I'm about tired of talking, guys. I'm going to hand it back over to Jeff. Thank you all for being here, and we hope to put on one heck of a show for you guys.
Thank you, Jake. Pro-Light Grand Prix America is part of our racing card today at the Madison Regatta. Representing those two series is Grand Prix America President Dean Ross.
Thank you, Jeff. You do a wonderful job as always, being a great speaker, and today is a day of celebration. Today's a day of celebrating Bob, the board. I can't say enough. Kim, you did a great job with the parade. Thank you so much. Mike, thank you for all you do on that. Roger, Mark, Kyle. What can I say about you? Okay. It's awesome. Awesome. Great team. I just want to echo what Jake said. It was a group effort. H1 Grand Prix. And the staff did a great job getting all those races in yesterday. I want to say a special thanks to everyone for coming today. We are the Thunder. We are Grand Prix. We are Pro-Light. You're going to see a lot of Pro-Light racing today. You're going to see some GP racing. We're going to make the shore roar today, all the way across the whole river system here. So we're excited to be here. We love to come in here, and we look forward to meeting every single one of you. We're going to have a great day of racing today. The sun is shining. It's another beautiful day. But on behalf of Grand Prix America and the Pro-Lights, we want to say thank you for coming to Madison this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean. The world's fastest racing boats, the unlimited hydroplanes, are the feature class here today at the Madison Regatta. With us from H1 Unlimited, my friend, Brad Luce.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayler. He knows how special it is for me to come back here and what it means to me. So thank you, Mr. Ayler. Thank you, Madison, for allowing me to come back here. On behalf of H1 Unlimited, I want to thank everybody over here, Jake, you and your team. You folks are amazing. And we've all talked about what happened yesterday and what everybody persevered through. It was utterly amazing. We got the boats on the water, but the only thing I can really tell you about that is you ain't seen nothing yet, because I think it's going to get a whole lot better. This blue sky has been pointed out to me numerous times already this morning, so I think we're in for a great day of racing. H1 is so pleased to be here. This is one of the most unique and special places that we race on an annual basis. We've been coming here for many, many years. I know we plan to come here for many, many years into the future. There's one other group I'd like to give a shout out to as well. I know you'll all nod your head, but the volunteers. I know nothing happens here without the volunteers. Maybe they parked your car. Maybe they're providing security like Butch right here. Wherever they are, when you see one, just stop for a moment and say thanks, because without them, the racing doesn't happen. Great racing yesterday on the water. I think we're in for a whole lot more. H1 is very pleased to be here. Let's have a great day of racing, Madison. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Would everyone along the shoreline please rise if you're able? Remove your hats.
I'm not doing this. If I'd had to sing, y'all were in trouble. Would you join me in prayer? Our Heavenly Father, weather's been mentioned so many times this morning, and we have persevered. We ask, of course, that today will be safe in that regard. As we think about why this weekend is celebrated, we praise you for this country and for the battles that were fought by those who founded this country 247 years ago. You were the founders' inspiration. You inspired them to create America. Give us the courage, the strength, and the spiritual resolve to hand that vision forward for the younger generations that follow us. We ask, of course, today that you will provide safety, watch over each of us, the racers and the fans. And we are grateful to acknowledge you in the good name of our Creator Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jim. Let's welcome our honor guard with the singing of the national anthem, Melissa Waller.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed? Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars us far. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow. Brad and Jordan, you got a new race announcer this weekend. I'm going to watch. Melissa, you're in. Guests and race fans, I know what you want to do next. Let's watch. Good morning from Madison, Indiana. We welcome our viewers watching on H1 Unlimited through YouTube. It is the final day of the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. Our secondary classes today are Pro Light presented by Go Lithium and the Grand Prix America Hydroplane Series. Of course, the big ones. The H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes, the world's fastest racing boats, are in Madison. They will compete for the Indiana Governor's Cup. Start time later today in Madison at 3:30 Eastern Daylight Time. I'm Jeff Ayler, joined by my wonderful friend out of Kennewick, Washington, Brad Luce. Brad, good morning. Let's get this going.
I am ready, Mr. Ayler. We had a difficult day yesterday, but we persevered. We had some good racing on the water. We got 2 heats of competition in yesterday. Tried to get 3 and got darn close to it. But what that means is we've got a lot of racing to do today, and right now, water conditions are perfect. I'm being told that some of the storms that are out there on the horizon, they may just stay out there on the horizon for a while. I'm looking forward to a big day.
I am too, Brad, and yesterday was tough, but we got a lot of action in, and should be a good day of racing here on the Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse for the 73rd Madison Regatta. Brad, we conducted opening ceremonies about 9:40 here along the shoreline, and we took a moment of silence to remember Mr. Madison, who was Miss Madison Incorporated President Bob Hughes. Bob passed away in mid-June. We remembered him with a moment of silence, and hopefully this afternoon Dylan Runney might take the U1 Miss Home Street out for a tribute lap to remember Mr. Madison.
Yeah, he was quite a guy, and hydroplane racing fans of all classes, and H1 Unlimited hydroplane fans especially, but fans all across the country, not just here in Madison, Indiana, where, as you referred to him, he was Mr. Madison, and indeed he was. But he did so much for the sport of unlimited hydroplane racing and boat racing in general. I heard somebody saying this morning that were it not for Bob Hughes and his participation in the sport, there probably would not be a Madison Regatta each year. There probably, and most assuredly, would not be a Miss Madison hydroplane. He was a great guy. I know you got to know him better than did I. There's a statement I like to say about somebody like Bob Hughes. I knew Bob Hughes well enough to know I wish I would have had the opportunity to know him better, because I just didn't know him that well, but I knew he was a terrific individual.
Bob was a native north of Madison, about 10 miles north of the city, up in a community of DuPont, Indiana. And Bob, born and raised in DuPont, began his business, tool and die maker. Brad, he was a traditional hands-on businessman to start his business. A lot of deals cut early on was by the handshake, and that says a lot. Bob done a lot for Miss Madison. Also, too, here in the community with our riverfront, with help donating money to make this beautiful riverfront in Madison a reality. Also, too, there is one young man in the area. You know him, but I won't mention his name. Years ago, there was a medical procedure. Nothing major, but something that needed to be done. Who stepped up to the plate? Bob Hughes. That young man is indebted to Bob.
Yeah, and that's a special occurrence that is outside of boat racing, but that gives a good understanding of the kind of guy he was. But where we saw him publicly and so forth was with regards to the regatta, the Madison Regatta, Miss Madison, the hydroplane, and hydroplane racing around the country. Super guy. We know he's up there. We know he's looking down. And Bob, if you had anything to do with splitting those clouds apart and getting some of that blue sky out here, thank you. I think he wanted to be able to see what's going on, so he kind of had to part the clouds a little bit, Jeff.
Yeah, Bob, this one's for you and Brad in opening ceremonies. Probably not professional, but I looked up to the sky and said, we'll drink one for you when this was over today. And he did like those 3 times 7 drinks.
Well, and you did that, and we all heard it, and the key was it was from the heart.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knew it was from the heart, and that's what's important. So we're going to go boat racing here, and we are going to go Pro Light Racing, Grand Prix America Racing, and, of course, the big dogs, as you call them, or the big pups.
I kind of like the big pups. You know, I'm kind of partial to the 4-legged pooches. Regatta and Trip have already been fed this morning out at Mom's. They will turn 11 July 4th, and those 2 pups were born the year of the boiling Madison Regatta. You were here, and that's the day they were born. There were 5 in the litter, and unfortunately 3 of them didn't make it. One was close, and Mama Maggie up on the bridge took care of that by nature. And we still got Regatta and Trip. Regatta was named for the Madison Regatta, and Trip was named because it was hot. It was a trip of a time.
Well, man, indeed it was. And what year was that?
2012.
2012. Well, I may not know the number, but I'll never forget that year. We redefined the word hot. Yeah. And I know you guys were hot. We were all hot. But you guys deal with that humidity thing. Those of us on the left coast, we somehow skipped that one.
Yeah.
And it gets hot out there, as you're about to find in a few weeks out in the Tri-Cities. But, boy, with that humidity, that was quite a year. And if you were here, you do not forget it.
Thank you, Brad. And with that, wanted to get Sean's attention with the sound system. I'd like to deliver our schedule also to Brad, to our guest fans along the shoreline. Thank you, Jordan. I'd like to welcome our guest and race fans along the shoreline, the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills, trying to get our sound system going here with our guest along the shoreline. And Brad, until we get that word, I wanted to go over our schedule for today here in Madison. We apologize to our watchers on H1 Unlimited through YouTube. Brad and I doing double duty with the stream call and also to the public address system here at the Madison Regatta. Yesterday, 2 heats in the books with H1 Unlimited. Heat number 1, yowza.
Heat number 1 was an awful lot of fun, and it was a big surprise. And it, quite honestly, Jeff, it made you and I look good, because we've been saying since the test session during the off season, we were thinking we could see maybe some of the best racing that we've seen in years. And honestly, in any given heat, you really never knew who was going to win. And right out of the box yesterday, the U11, the Legend Yacht Transport, Jamie Nielsen, nailed a start in lane 1. He was at full song. He had the field on his hip. He came out of the first turn and never looked back.
The past 2 seasons in Guntersville and here, we've always said Jamie Nielsen has a knack for getting lane number 1. He was 5th fastest on the qualifying ladder here of the 5-boat field. Brad, you're right. He proved us to be good. Slowest boat in qualifying, inside lane, shorter way around, good start. That was textbook driving.
And he got through that treacherous turn 1 at the exit pin where the sandbar is. We've known it. It's bit boats in the past. It'll bite boats in the future. But he got through it. He got through it clean. They took the chance, stick it in lane 1. And the other piece to the puzzle is we mentioned he was on time and right on the line when the clock struck 0. The other boats were a tick behind, and these boats are so fast and they're so evenly matched. Somebody gets to jump on you, you're not going to run them down in 3 laps.
Oh, beautiful run by Jamie Nielsen and the Legend Yacht Transport. Then heat number 2, not too many surprises. The top qualifier, Corey Peabody and Beacon Plumbing, started in lane number 2, negotiated turn number 1 in fine fashion, and Beacon Plumbing, U9, so far undefeated in 2023.
Yeah, I make the comment that so far nobody has been able to solve the Corey Peabody puzzle yet. And what a tribute to Jeff Campbell and that entire Strong Racing team, because you don't have to go back very far and remind our fans here in Madison, Indiana, the last time they saw that boat here on the Ohio River, it was going end for end at the entrance to turn number 1 as we started the 5th lap of the final last year in what turned out to be arguably the best final heat of the year. The team took the boat home. It was literally in pieces. They decided to tear it apart, build it back up together, make some changes to it. I would say the early returns are the changes were pretty positive. The boat is a rocket.
Oh, it is a rocket. It looks exceptional, and the team at Strong Racing done their job over the winter months with their homework, and no doubt on paper coming into this Madison Regatta, Beacon Plumbing, I'm going to put them at an even money favorite. They're that tough.
They are that tough, but boy, that in no way, shape, or form means there isn't some stiff competition here. There's an orange boat here just off the edge of where we're sitting, Jeff, and that Bucket List Racing U40 and Dustin Eccles is going to step up and bite some people before this season's done. They were our top qualifier down in Guntersville, Alabama. First time in my career I had ever witnessed a 170-plus mile-an-hour lap. He turned it at 171. They were our second fastest qualifier here, second only to Corey Peabody, only a half a mile per hour behind. But there's a lot of speed, and don't ever count out J. Michael Kelly. And, oh, by the way, we have a defending national high points champion in the field, the Miss Home Street. There's a lot of speed here in this field, and Jamie Nielsen said, hey, don't forget about me yesterday. We won't.
Jamie done a great job. Brad, with that, we're in the process of setting turn 2 here on the Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. That is the bridge turn. So with that, we'll take a break. Keep monitoring H1 Unlimited through YouTube. Also, the H1 Unlimited website at www.h1unlimited.com. And on social media, H1 Unlimited at Facebook and Twitter. For Brad Luce, I'm Jeff Ayler. We'll come back with you momentarily here on the live broadcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world.
she wasn't invited. She was kind of.
No, we said we didn't want to go on the list.
I'm gonna put a bug in Mark here at some point during the day. About low.
That was good.
Brandon Kennedy's getting to the cockpit.
For our fans along the shoreline, we have a German-American Visa check card handed to us. Jeffrey Brim Jeffrey Brim. We have your German American Bank debit card here at the German American Bank judges stand. Stop by, give us an ID, and we'll return your debit card. Also, too, Ashley Dufel. We have your driver's license at the German American judges stand. Ashley Dufel, your driver's license is at the German American judges stand. Thank you. I'm Jeff Ayler with Jordan Bear, the morning show host of 96.7 FM WORX. Good morning.
Good morning, my friend Jeff Ayler, and oh my goodness, does it feel good to be back on the shores of the Ohio River here in Madison, Indiana. The third and final day of the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. Of course, we got a lot of racing to go today. Then, of course, the running of the Indiana Governor's Cup to cap it all off. I know Brad's going to step in here once the Unlimiteds get going. I'm excited to see the Pro Lights and Grand Prix get out there once again, finally get the course set. The 40 bucket list racing has been lowered into the water. Beacon Electric has been lowered into the water. The slings are on the Beacon Plumbing as well, and they are getting ready also to lift the U11 Legend Yacht Transport as well. We have two heat winners from yesterday in this first heat, Jeff. Both Jamie Nielsen and Corey Peabody picking up the wins yesterday. Should be one whale of a race.
Should be, Jordan Bear. That will be our first heat of the day, the Dam Family, heat number 3 in H1 Unlimited. U8 Beacon Electric in the water with J. Michael Kelly. The U40 Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles in the water. The U9 Beacon Plumbing being lifted off the crane slings, and slings being applied to the Legend Yacht Transport. Jordan, we'd like to thank our crane providers out of Carrollton, Kentucky, Loon and Oak.
Oh, man, without them, this isn't possible. I mean, it just isn't. And, you know, they work hard. They are here for a lot of hours. They're hot. They're exhausted. But every single year they are here bringing it to us. And we want to also thank some of our other sponsors as well. Thornton Terrace Health Campus is proud to sponsor the fire and rescue team at the Madison Regatta. Thornton Terrace is ranked number 1 in assisted living in the Trilogy Health Services family and number 1 in Southeast Indiana. Contact Jill Newman, Director of Admissions, today to discover the Thornton Terrace difference. And don't forget to follow them on Facebook at Thornton Terrace Health Campus. And also our safety and rescue sponsors, Ruoff Mortgage, First Financial Bank, and Thornton Terrace Health Campus. Providing meals and drinks for our safety and rescue and pit workers, the Red Pepper. Providing meals for all of our regatta workers. We are thankful for them. Madison Ford CDJR, the sponsor of the start-finish line. German American Bank, the sponsor of our beautiful judges stand here. And then, of course, the pits this year are known as the David Lee Memorial Pits.
Thank you very much, Jordan Bear. We see the Beacon Plumbing hanging over the Ohio River with our crane provider we just mentioned, Loon and Oak. Also, too, coming up in H1 Unlimited Heat number 4, it will be the Jim McCormick Memorial Heat Race, sponsored by Cheryl Lyon and family, along with Millennial Tool. I know Cheryl and Kyle Lyon, they love hydroplane racing, and I had to flip-flop them. I got some bad information. They wanted to sponsor that heat with Miss Madison in it. That will be in heat number 4, the Miss Home Street, with rookie pilot Dylan Runney. So, Jordan, we're getting ever closer to begin day number 3 of the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. And right now, Mother Nature is cooperating with us on this Sunday, and it's July 2nd. 2023. A lot of people will have a long weekend. I got to get back to Chandler Chevrolet tomorrow and fire up that shuttle vehicle. If not, Gary will be looking for me. But on Tuesday, Independence Day coming up, a lot of people will be off, and the year is flying by.
It is. I can't believe we're already in month number 7. And like you, I'll be up in my studio chair tomorrow morning, bright and early at 5 a.m., getting my show ready. And then obviously 4th of July, we'll be enjoying our independence. And let me tell you what, I'm grateful for everything of that. But for now, Jeff, I am going to step off the headset here.
You hang on just a moment.
Okay, I'll hang on just a moment.
You know, football season is around the corner. You're coming up next. We'll talk football too, old buddy.
What's up, my friend?
Football season's coming up, and we got a very special guest here with us at the Madison Regatta, returning former Cincinnati Bengals running back Ickey Woods is on site with his foundation for his late son, the Ickey Shuffle. Who dey? Who dey? Who dey think gonna beat them Bengals? Who dey?
Let me tell you what, the Bengals have done just such an incredible job the last few years. The drafting of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, just doing such a great job. They got a great team over there. The AFC is absolutely loaded. One of the best AFC championships I've ever seen between them and the Chiefs last year. They're going to be a team to watch for a few years to come, and I know that makes a lot of fans on this shoreline happy.
He's getting itchy. He's still in the penalty box. Hang on just a second. A lot of great food and drink vendors along the shoreline as well. And if you've got goodies, bring them up. Drink, food, bring your business card. We'll sample them. We always grade them, and we sure do appreciate that. Souvenirs, Madison Regatta merchandise available next to Ickey Woods' tent, and also, too, the Home Street booth is there with their merchandise. Grand Prix America Pro-Light merchandise available as well. And also on site, I forgot to mention them yesterday, but the National Boat Racing Heritage Center on site as well with their goodies and merchandise. Their event coming up September, third weekend of September in 2023 with vintage action on the Ohio River. Jordan Bear,
Am I ready?
you get to take a break.
Okay.
You're going to the hockey penalty box, and coming out on the ice will be Mr. Brad Luce.
All right, the voice of H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Racing, Brad Luce, take it away, my friend.
How about that who day, who day, who day?
I thought that was pretty good. I know if there's a couple of people down in Florida and back home where I live, if they were listening to that, your phone's going to blow up. For some reason, I have a couple of kids spread across the country who eat, sleep, and drink Cincinnati Bengal football. But you were talking about the Bengals and who day and all that stuff. Oh, trust me, yep. But you know where I come from. And we've had a couple pretty good draft classes out there in that Seahawk organization. And the Bengals and the Seahawks are going to mix it up a little bit. I want to say around the 18th of October.
Boy, Seattle got a wonderful draft pick in that cornerback out of Illinois. I can't think of his name right now, but I thought
Witherspoon.
But speaking of the Big Ten, I thought the Bengals got a sleeper wide receiver out of Purdue and Charlie Jones. I'm looking forward to see how he plays with the Bengals this year. But around here the past 2 years, Brad, it's been Bengal mania, and it's been a welcome sight. And Joe Burrow's the leader, and he's going to be coming into this season for the first time really in his career 100% healthy to begin training camp. He is bulked up. Joe Burrow is ready.
Joe Burrow is ready. The Bengals are just loaded. They are absolutely loaded. The Seahawks, my team, we are loaded with talent, but oh boy, are they young, and they're going to have to gel together a little bit. But I think the issue at hand right now is not the National Football League. I believe it is the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills.
Jeff Ayler with Brad Luce. We'd like to welcome our viewers watching online via the World Wide Web at H1 Unlimited through YouTube. Course has been set. All four of our H1 Unlimited hydroplanes are in the water. And Brad, like yesterday and today, I like the big pups. They're all powered by the Lycoming T55 turbine engine, the L7 gas turbine, 4.3 gallons of fuel per minute into the turbine. The world's fastest racing boats, 28-foot length, 14-foot width, 6,700-pound racing vessel, well capable of doing 200 miles per hour. But Brad, in competition here in Madison, these are the longest straightaways on the circuit. We'll see speeds of up to 190 miles per hour entering each turn.
Yeah, this is every course is unique, but this one is a little bit beyond even unique. And we are standing by for a countdown to 5 minutes, to the 5-minute mark for our heat number 3. As soon as we get that countdown, Jeff, I think you and I need to walk through our format because it's a little bit different for our fans who did not listen yesterday or were not here on the shores. It's a great format. I love it, given the field we have, and it's going to set up some great racing. So we'll get into all that after the countdown, and we are, I just heard in my ears, we're inside 30 seconds to 5 to the 5.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 5 to the 5.
There you go, Jeff Ayler. We are inside 10 minutes to the start of our heat number 3. We've got 4 H1 Unlimited hydroplanes, a.k.a. the Big Pups, a.k.a. the fastest race boats in the world. Those online watching on the World Wide Web on the H1 Unlimited YouTube channel, getting a great look at the U8, the Beacon Electric, J. Michael Kelly. He will be in this one. But, Jeff, let's talk a little bit about the format. We've got 5 boats here, so we've got a little bit of a reduced field. We've got 5 boats here, but the decision was made that the format would be we would run 5 preliminary heats. Each one of those 5 heats would include 4 of our race boats. At the end of the day, each one of our 5 qualified race boats will sit out one particular heat, and they drew ping pong balls out yesterday to find out which heat they will sit out. So everybody's going to run 4 times before we go for the winner take all final. The boat drawing number 3 yesterday, and we are in our 3rd heat, so the boat that drew number 3 and gets to sit this one out is the Miss Home Street and the rookie Dylan Runny.
Thank you, Brad Luce, for that rundown of our race format today at the Madison Regatta. And, Brad, I applaud H1 Unlimited, Madison Regatta. It makes for a better SHOW.
Absolutely it does, and you can only put 4 boats on the front line on this course anyway, so let's put 4 of them out there. Let's fill up the field, and that's what they've done. Great shot there from the drone looking down pit row. But let's talk not about the boat that's not in this particular heat. Let's talk about who is going to answer the bell, and they are all in the water. The bright red Beacon Electric, the U8, J. Michael Kelly, the driver, out of Bonnie Lake, Washington. It's bright red. They've had a good day so far, just accumulating points toward making it into the final. Going to be joined by his teammate, Corey Peabody, driving the Beacon Plumbing. This one's pretty much all white, but it's got that almost metallic blue lettering on it. It's really pretty on the water. But the key with Corey Peabody and the Beacon Plumbing is, Jeff, so far, nobody in 2023 has solved the Corey Peabody puzzle. He's undefeated on the water.
Undefeated on the water, top qualifier here, and I believe by memory he was 2nd fastest at last weekend's Southern Cup. So right now, everyone is trying to eye down and catch the U9 Beacon Plumbing and H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Racing. But Jamie Nielsen, winner of Heat 1 yesterday, he loves to get lane number 1. If he gets a start here in the Dam Family Heat 3, on the inside, gets through turn 1 clean, that Chartreuse and Royal Blue and Red boat's going to be tough to catch. He showed superiority running the shorter way around in Heat 1.
That was an absolute terrific heat yesterday, and it was a great morale boost for that particular race team. We both spoke with Scott and Shannon Rainey. They were very excited. The U11 Legend Yacht Transport, Jamie Nielsen, don't count them out, and whatever you do not count out the bright orange Bucket List Racing Dustin Eccles. This boat is fast, and fast.
30 seconds.
We're inside 30 seconds to 1 minute to the 5-minute mark to the start of our Heat 3 for H1 Unlimited, presented by the Dam Family.
As we await the countdown for 1 to the 5, also 2 Pro Lights being lowered into the water. They'll be up next.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 1 to the 5.
As you just heard from Mike Morissette with H1 Unlimited, we are inside 1 to the 5 for the Dam Family Heat number 3 H1 Unlimited races here in Madison, Indiana.
Yep, 5 minutes and 40 seconds now until the start. Those watching online and those that can see the boats from the shoreline here, you see crew members starting to step off of the race boats, and you already see the nose of the U9, Corey Peabody's Beacon Plumbing, being turned out toward the center of the river. Now there's a little bit of a new twist here, Jeff, and if we keep this camera angle, we're making sure the boats do not leave the dock before the 5-minute mark. A crew member has to have a hand on that boat at the 5-minute mark. We can see it real well online here.
The crews are pointing the noses of the boats toward the Ohio River. The 5-minute period is in session. The trigger finger is on the igniter. Let's go.
And look who's coming out first. Something different than what we saw yesterday. Each time Dustin Eccles came out in the U40, the bucket list racing, he was the last one away from the dock. I mean, substantially behind everybody else. We didn't know if it was a problem, if it was planned, but this time he popped it right out quick, and he's already down to the bottom end of the race course. He's past the entrance pin. So let's one time again run through the 4 boats that are going to run here in our Heat 3 of H1 Unlimited Racing, presented by the Dam family. It's the U8, the Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly. It's bright red. The bright white U9, Beacon Plumbing, Corey Peabody. The Chartreuse, royal blue and red, the U11, Legend Yacht Transport, driven by Jamie Nielsen, and the aforementioned Bucket List Racing, bright orange U40, Dustin Eccles. Jeff, we're at 3 minutes and 55 seconds to the start. All our boats are up and running.
Thank you, Brad Luce. The preliminary heats are 3 laps. The Morgan Foods Indiana Governor's Cup Championship this afternoon will be a 5-lapper for H1 Unlimited. All 4 boats up and running, and this is the race before the race. Each driver right now does not know what lane they will be assigned in, and here's cutting through the infield 2 of them. Brad, that strategy, that is legal in the warm-up period.
It's definitely legal. Jamie Nielsen cut the race course and came down the front straightaway. Now he is the leader coming down here, but he got followed by Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. Now he got a little bit of speed coming up. A couple of boats getting awful close together. Jeff Ayler down the front straightaway. J. Michael Kelly, and they're going to get tight. Going to get real tight in there with Corey Peabody and the Beacon Plumbing. These guys came out of the bridge. They started putting their foot into it, and all of a sudden you realized it was a race to get to Corey Peabody. Don't know if the boats came together, but it got real tight right here on the front straightaway.
And Brad, with that, Eccles is slowed. He is in the wash right now, and he's going to go to the outside, so I think the fire might have got a little bit wet, and boy, a scary moment right here in the warm-up period for the Dam family. Heat number 3, we told you it's the race before the race, and there's some communication going on to the left of us. We'll see if there was any infractions on that. Stand by.
Yeah, so far we've heard nothing. We will monitor the radio, but we're going to call it as if nothing has
He's
occurred.
going right back between them.
Getting a look, absolutely he is. He, being J. Michael Kelly, is going to try and stick his nose, and there he does. He puts his nose in between Dustin Eccles and teammate Corey Peabody. Eccles and Kelly got tight as they went to the top end of the race course. Lots of interesting action here in the race before the race. We said this is important, Jeff.
My apologies, Brad. I thought Eccles was going to go in between them again, but he is on the outside. So we are coming up on 1 minute and 45 seconds until the start in the warm-up period. Everyone's heart here along the shoreline stopped momentarily, but right now, those 3 crafts involved, they appear to be in fine shape. Brad, take a good look at them as they come by. This is the Legend Yacht Transport, followed by the Bucket List Racing on the outside, the Beacon Electric in the middle, followed by the Beacon Plumbing. We're 1:20 until the start, the field going down into turn number 1, and Brad Luce, Jamie Nielsen, the tactician driver, right now seems to be primed for that shorter way around. Lane number 1, we're coming up on the 1 minute period, and Nielsen looks like he'll pull it off again as we're inside 1 minute for the Dam family. Heat number 3 and H1 Unlimited. Brad, take them up to the Milton Madison Bridge. Set these lanes.
The boat that is out in front is the Chartreuse Royal Blue and Red. That is the U11 Legend Yacht Transport with Jamie Nielsen. Next to him in lane number 2 is the white U9 Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. J. Michael Kelly is driving the Beacon Electric, the U8. He is in lane number 3, and on the outside, it's going to be the bright orange Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles behind the wheel. They are heading into the top end of the race course. They seem to be in good position. We're inside 25 seconds to the start. Jeff Ayler, start our Sunday race program.
Off the turn, this should be a super good start. They're approaching the Milton Madison Bridge. They are at the 12-second mark.
11,
it's the Dam
10,
family.
9,
H1 Unlimited,
8,
heat number 3.
7,
And here's Nielsen
6,
once again trying the
5,
strategy he
4,
did yesterday. He's
3,
coming to the line.
2,
We'll call it
Mark.
physically as we're racing in the Dam family. H1 Unlimited Heat 3 here at the Madison Regatta. Nielsen was there first. Start is under review. Nielsen might have been over. He would be the only one, I think, by my eye. Oh, Peabody is hooked. Peabody in the infield. He is hooked. And now Nielsen takes the lead. If Nielsen jumped, Kelly could vault to first, and Peabody trying to refire the Beacon Plumbing.
Yeah, he got pushed out a little bit wide. He started to slide out close to J. Michael Kelly in the corner down there. He tried to bring the boat back into some open water. He had a lane in there, but then the boat hooked on him. Now Kelly, top end of the race course, has taken the lead away from Jamie Nielsen. In fact, he's got about 3 boat lengths, Jeff. 2 leaders out front. Kelly, Nielsen off the corner.
We got official word from H1 Unlimited. The Legend Yacht Transport issued a 1-lap penalty for a gun jump. Your leader, the dominant red Beacon Plumbing with J. Michael Kelly, and Corey Peabody is dead in the water. In turn number 1, he appears to be in the racing lane. We will watch the drone from H1 Unlimited. Peabody is out in lane number 3. The advantage, and now Kelly will have to go around his teammate. So Kelly sees his teammate, goes around him. You see there on our camera angle. The Legend Yacht Transport a 1-lap penalty, but Brad, with that, Eccles running physically in third, just saw Peabody is actually in second, the Orange Craft.
Yeah, the Orange Craft is now, Bucket List Racing is running in second place. J. Michael Kelly went the long way around his teammate down there in the lower corner, but it's not going to cost him. He's got 2.5 rooster tails over Jamie Nielsen, but remember, Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport has a 1-lap penalty, so he's a lap down here. Second place boat, Dustin Eccles, and this is big for them, Jeff. They need these 300 points. This is really going to help Bucket List Racing and Dustin Eccles if he can bring it home.
The Dam family, heat number 3 in H1 Unlimited. Dramatics in the race before the race and in the racing activity. That should have been the white flag, where we'll get clarification. No white flag given to the 8, but I believe that is your lead boat. 1-lap penalty on the Legend Yacht Transport for a gun jump. Now we get the white flag for the Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles. We'll call it physically like we know right now. Your red boat out in front, Beacon Electric. The Tennessee Orange in second, Bucket List Racing. Legend Yacht Transport in third. Peabody still dead in the water.
Oh, J. Michael Kelly up the backstretch now. All he has to do is negotiate 1/2 lap, go underneath the bridge, bring it back down under the bridge, and he will pick up a first place finish in our heat number 3, presented by the Dam family. We are on the final lap for our leaders. Our second place boat is just now coming off the bottom end of the race course. That is Dustin Eccles. But bring our leader down, although the white flag is flying.
We're watching the flags here at the German American Bank judges stand. White flag being delivered to the U8 Beacon Electric. Now the checkered flag comes out. Your winner of the Dam family, H1 Unlimited Heat 3, unofficially, is the Beacon Plumbing with J. Michael Kelly. White flag will be displayed to Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport for the gun jump. He'll go one more time around. Brad, let's watch the flags for Dustin Eccles. Now we're getting a white flag for the Bucket List Racing. Dustin Eccles obviously issued possible 1-lap penalty for that incident prior to the start. That is unofficial.
It is precautionary. They're having our 2 lead boats take an extra lap. So they were the winners on the water by now. It is a precautionary extra lap because of some of that activity that was going on before the start. The boats got very close. The officials will review, and we'll get it. J. Michael Kelly, the winner on the water, but they're having him run one more lap. He will come down, get a checkered flag a second time, as will Dustin Eccles, and this time we should get the first checkered flag for Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport.
So I write them down in pencil that I learned from my friend Scott Davidson when we worked basketball games at WRX. Your unofficial winner of the Dam Family Heat number 3 is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Brad, right now it appears that Jamie Nielsen will get the checkered flag in the Legend Yacht Transport. The running order for several moments during that heat, I had the 8, 40, and 11 in that order, but there's a possibility after this heat, after review, some things could change. So right now, just write them down in pencil. I've got the 8 in front, the 40 in second, the 11 in third.
Yeah, I think you're right. And if we look down there to the lower end of the race course, I think we'll see Jamie Nielsen going very slowly. That's because, from my perspective, he was way out in front of all of the activity that was going on during the race before the race in the milling period. I don't think he was involved in it. Our other 2 boats were. There was a precautionary lap that was run. But I think you're right. We've got the U8, the Beacon Electric, in first place, at least on the water, pending any call that might be made. Second place to the U40 and Dustin Eccles. Third place to the U11 Legend Yacht Transport. Got a little hectic there. It's race day, Jeff.
Well, I'm sorry, my friend. We got a little bit out of cadence there on the sequence, but we wanted to try to do our best to get those positioned for you. And, of course, we were watching the flags here in the Dam Family Heat number 3 with H1 Unlimited. Brad Luce will go over and monitor some of the activity with our officials, but right now everything is unofficial, not only with the racing activity, not only with the race before the race, and now these boats have to go through tech inspection with H1 Unlimited. The Dam Family Heat number 3 is in a little bit disarray. Just stand by. When we get official results from the officials, we'll pass it along to you. But unofficially, your winner, J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric, followed by Dustin Eccles in the U40 Bucket List Racing. Third unofficially, Jamie Nielsen in Legend Yacht Transport. And Corey Peabody will get a did not finish in the Beacon Plumbing. Corey hooked, got into the infield, and boy, it was rough in lane number 2. And Brad, you got more information?
No, I passed on the information that I had to our brethren next door. So I made sure they had what the call was there, that the 2 laps were precautionary, and there's a bunch of people huddled around a bunch of monitors, and we will stay a long way away from that and wait for them to make the call. But bottom line, again, good racing out here. The boats kind of got spread apart on that one a little more than we saw yesterday, but certainly an interesting sequence before the start of the race. Before the beginning of the heat, they got close together on more than one occasion.
The Dam Family Heat 3 kind of turned out into a darn mess, so to say. We had all sorts of activity going on.
But if you don't think these drivers want to win this particular event...
Oh, that's strategy. That's strategy to get to that Indiana Governor's Cup final heat this afternoon. Sponsored by Morgan Foods, and we got some rhubarbs, I believe, going to happen down here on in the pit dock. I think it's going to get a little feisty.
Well, I think there's going to be some conversations taking place down here between the drivers that were involved in that particular heat. But that's the heat of competition. That's what it is. And these guys, I make the comment every once in a while, these drivers, all of them, are very, very good friends. They're very, very close friends. But sometimes when they come in off the water, it may take them 30 or 45 minutes to remember that. But they all have a discussion amongst themselves about what happened. But the ones that really count are these guys behind us, the officials. They are looking at everything. They will come to us with the call. We've had clean racing on the water so far this weekend, but our officials are earning their paychecks right now.
Got a little wishy-washy begin today. Some folks, Sunday might be your laundry day, and you might want to double rinse them once we find out the results of this one officially.
Well, it happened the first time the boats got out on the race course and came around at the completion of lap number 1, and when they did, We had two boats cut the course. That was Corey Peabody and Jamie Nielsen cut the course. Our other two boats were coming off the top end of the course, and all of a sudden, J. Michael Kelly and Dustin Eccles put the foot in it, and it was a race to catch up to our Corey Peabody, who was out in front. The lanes got tight. I think they were trying to establish some position. That's what the officials will look at. Made for some exciting racing here for our fans. I think Jeff Ayler, our Jordan Bear, has found a young J. Michael Kelly. I expect we're going to see him come around the corner here momentarily. It will be interesting to have that conversation.
It sure will, Brad. And Jordan will bring him up, and we'll get a chance to talk to your unofficial winner of the Dam Family Heat 3 and H1 Unlimited here at the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. And we've got 3 more heats coming up of H1 Unlimited, 2 more heat races, and, of course, the Morgan Foods Championship, the Indiana Governor's Cup, our final race of the day, later this afternoon.
We will await a conversation with J. Michael Kelly. He's, I think, more interested in having a conversation with the officials. I'll step away right now and give it to you, Jordan Bear. Thanks.
Sean, can we get a microphone from you, my friend?
All right, Jordan, I'll ask the first
sir.
question. J. Michael Kelly, congratulations. It's obviously unofficial. My first question, a little dicey right here in front of us in the warm-up period. Your perspective.
George's boat did not have a nose. Well, he stuck his nose where it didn't belong, trying to force a lane that wasn't there. It's racing, we'll have to look at the overhead, but, he's pretty much boxed in trying to find a lane, and I wasn't going to give it up. That's what happens when you're getting iron marks.
So you feel like you had the territory there, and he was trying to jam in on the inside of you.
I definitely did. Jamie came out and got lane 1, cut the course. Corey did the same thing, got in 2 right next to him, and I picked up lane 3. And then Orange boat decided they wanted it a little bit more than me, but I wasn't even gave up.
Well, first of all, again, unofficially, but 400 big points for you. You get the word that the 11 jumped, and, outside of, again, the diciness there, the boat looked really good in that race.
Boat ride was really great. Guys have been working really hard. Yesterday on the inside, I was struggling pretty good, just not able to get through there smooth. The outside, definitely just a lot calmer out there. Boat ride was really, really good, and the guys have been working really hard. Gave me a fast boat. It's unfortunate for my teammate. I'm not sure exactly what happened to him. Corey Net 9 had been on a tear, winning lots of heats, and qualifying really well, so it's a shame to see that, but great group of guys that'll get that thing fixed.
I was going to ask, because it was the first time boats were able to hit the water today. Of course, we had some storms overnight. Is the water still in good shape? Is it a little rougher today? How was it?
I thought it was amazing running out front tonight. Running the backpacks, not so much.
Well, fair enough. But you look ahead. You got couple more heats. What do you want to do as the rest of the day goes on?
We just got to wait and see what the final calls are on this heat. The referees and turn judges and all that are going to do their job and call it the way they see it, and we have to accept that. But at the end of the day, proud of my guys. We got a fast boat. We're happy to be here in Madison. Love coming here. I said this before. A lot of familiar faces. I made a lot of great friends here. And always look forward to coming to Madison.
Yes, sir.
My last question, J. Mike, you got a fan here in Laura Fighter. You better say her hi before you go back down to the truck.
Hey, Laura. Good to see you. I'll help you track me down.
Good luck the rest of the day. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, guys.
No problem.
J. Michael Kelly with us, the unofficial winner of the Dam Family Heat 3 here in H1 Unlimited. Jordan, thank you for bringing J. Mike up. And Pro Light will be up next, sponsored by Go Lithium. And once we get official results of the Dam Family Heat number 3 from H1 Unlimited, we'll pass them along to our fans here in Madison, and also to our viewers and listeners online with H1 Unlimited through YouTube. Wow.
That was that was exciting. One thing Mike and I were talking about walking up here, he goes, was it exciting for everybody? And I said, I think it was. And you can't ask for much better than that. And obviously unfortunate about Corey Peabody. I talked with Daryl Strong, the steering wheel broke in his boat. That is what happened. But they have another one, so nothing too major there. But the steering wheel broke there, but obviously unfortunate that he couldn't finish there, but he should be good to go the rest of the day. And again, ready to see some pro light boats coming up here in just a couple of moments.
Thank you, Jordan Bear. And Pro Light coming up next. And I'm the biggest fan of the bunch. I will be very interested to see the final decision.
Yes.
The verdict of the Dam family.
Woo.
Heat number 3 in H1 Unlimited. We're standing by.
Yes, we are.
You take it for just a moment. I need to do a few things, and I'll be right back with you.
Yes, sir, Jeff Ayler. And again, unofficially right now, J. Michael Kelly, your winner. Again, still waiting for some final full calls there. From that, the 8 has cleared tech inspection. That is one thing I can say. He has cleared tech inspection, but we have to wait again from the officials. They're still looking at video and making a decision. And obviously, once we find out that decision, we will be sure to let you all know once the final decision has been made. But again, unofficially right now, the 8, J. Michael Kelly has cleared truck. But again, still waiting on some final calls there. And again, hopefully nothing was too bad. And obviously, we again hope, according to owner Daryl Strong, said the steering wheel broke on his boat, but he said they do have another one, so he should be hopefully good to go. But unfortunately, he was not able to finish in that race. But if everything clears, let me tell you what, that's 400 big points for J. Michael Kelly as it goes to the final a little later on in the day. Again, Corey Peabody currently being towed back to the dock as we speak. So fans, you can wave to Corey Peabody as he is there, and he's standing on the side of the boat as it's being towed back into the pit area. As the Bucket List Racing being put back on its trailer. The 11 already has been as well, as has the U8. And then again, we'll get some pro light boats in. It looks like we got the E2, the E55, the E5, and the 242, and the 300 all in the water. So probably once Mr. Peabody is pulled back in, Jeff, we should be ready for some more racing.
Thank you, Jordan Bear, as we're hopefully getting the tabulations here very soon on the results of H1 Unlimited Heat 3, sponsored by the Dam family. Bucket List Racing going back onto the trailer, the U40, right below our position here at the German-American Bank Judges Stand at the base of the brand new Madison Riverfront Overlook here on the Ohio River. As Jordan mentioned, Corey Peabody now back to the pit dock in the Beacon Plumbing. You saw Corey hook from our video on H1 Unlimited with the drone, got it some wash, rough water, ended up in the infield, and with the current going left to right, he was floating back into the racing lane. His teammates saw him, Jamie Nielsen saw him, and Dustin Eccles right at the last moment cut left the first time Peabody was dead in the water. Then each driver knew the identification of the dead Beacon Plumbing in the water. So some controversy to begin the day here at the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. Brad Luce is monitoring all the action. Got to bring this gentleman over, one of our vendors. Thank you for the kettle corn. You have saved me today here in Madison, Indiana. We'd like to thank the Kettle Kings. They do festivals, events, and fundraisers. Contact Mitchell Klein. Cell phone number 812-866-5428. Email thekettlekings@gmail.com, and at Facebook at the Kettle Kings. The Kettle Kings, kettle corn, thank you. Don Malello, our chief referee, will be so happy, but he's busy right now on the radios. We're waiting for this pro light heat. Dean Rojas, can you come over and join me for a moment? We'll put this headset on, and Dean Rojas, the president of Grand Prix America, also to assisting with the pro light category this weekend, presented by Go Lithium. And yowza, controversy to begin the day in H1 Unlimited, but we got pro light up next.
Yeah, we got pro light. We're excited here. We got 5 fast pro light boats throughout the country, and we're excited to see them run this morning. They ran yesterday, got a little choppy yesterday, we had to bring them in. But full day of racing today, we got great weather, and we're excited. Not only that, the GPs are coming up after them. We do have a driver change. Brandon Kennedy will be driving the GP17, the Trust Company, the sponsored boats. They will be, Brandon's, it's funny, I was just talking to him on the dock, and he's like, man, we almost bought that boat last year, so now we're going to be driving it. So he's all excited about it.
Thank you for that breaking news. So Brandon Kennedy out of Newark, Delaware will be in the Trust Company presents Miss Renee in Grand Prix America. Dean, the pro lights enjoy coming to Madison. We have 5 here. 3 are locally sponsored. River City Printing, Diego's Mexican Grill, and Jack Mano Families, Northside Liquors. That's neat for the teams, and that north side, yes, I've been to 701 North Walnut in downtown Madison.
All right, yeah, it's always nice to have local support, and I always tell the teams to embrace it and to enjoy it, because the sponsors itself, it makes them feel part of the team.
Sure.
It's their boat for the weekend, and all the great things that come with that. They get to see their boat, they get somebody to root for. So it's good. It's good for everybody. It's good for the racer. It's good for the businesses, especially when they go ahead and do promotional stuff to where they put the boat outside the business and so forth. That goes a long way in supporting the sponsors.
This is a great class, 20-foot length boat, 10-foot width, all powered by the stock 350 cubic inch Chevrolet engine. Pops out 400 horsepower, racing trim with the driver inside, 1,500 pounds. Long straights here in Madison. Dean, it's not out of question at the end of each shoot, 120, 125 miles an hour.
Yeah, you'll see it, especially here, especially if it's calm. We saw those speeds in testing on Friday. We had really good water. The boats were looking good, and they're fast. Like I said, we have 5 really good pro light boats here. They're going to put on a great show for the fans here in Madison. We're excited that they're here, and looking forward to starting the heat up.
Grand Prix America, 5 here as well this weekend, and a solid 5, but unfortunately GP35 River City Printing is a scratch for the day. Tough break for the TKO Racing 35 team. Kind of fill us in on what happened.
Yeah, that's a great program. Those guys are racers, the Kennedy family, Ron Thompson, Sandy Thompson, the owner of the boat. They're wonderful people, and my heart goes out to them. They're here. They support the race. They gave everything they had. They got little gremlins going on, but the Kennedys are a strong racing family. They will overcome that as well. So, but with that departure, we have the GP17 that'll be coming in. They got their gremlins worked out late last night. They've got the engine fired up, and it's getting ready. They got the slings attached to it. We're going to see the 17 in action today. So, even though we lost one, we actually kind of gained one. So we're at 4. I think we're going to put on a great show.
Let's talk about this 17 boat. This is one that was campaigned by the Bridgman family. Brian Richards with Richards Racing purchased it in the offseason. We talked over the offseason. This is one, if it's right, it's going to be tough to handle. Still in the learning curve right now, but this is the one has always been a sleeper in this class.
Yeah, absolutely, and that boat is iconic. With the GP class on the West Coast, it ran as GPW. The Bridgmans, Sean and Rick, the beautiful paint scheme on it. It's won a lot of races and a lot of championships on the West Coast, and the fact that Brian Richards and his family have purchased the hull and the hauler and all the equipment, they absolutely love it. They're ate up with it, and they have such a great piece down there with GP17.
The GP79 team owned by Mike Grindell, you talk about your lucky stars. 2 years ago, they got with the Button Man, so the Dam family is on board. So earlier this year, what a great sponsor, and Jonathan Thompson with Reliable Diamond Tool being on board. Quite the cast of characters, but it's a good mix.
It's always a mix-up with Mike Grandel. He's a true racer, big heart, kind, and just wants to see good things happen. Obviously, Jonathan Thompson, sponsoring the Reliable Diamond Tool. We're so appreciative of him supporting the teams in Grand Prix racing, and the Dam family. I mean, that's awesome that they're involved again, and I love the way you announce that sponsorship. I think it's very, very, very clever.
I've got twisted sometimes this weekend, but I come up with Reliable Diamond Tool cranks up that damn bad influence.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
And what about GP88, known as the Hydrofish Piper's Wings, with their local sponsors this weekend, Chuck's Beard, Butts and Racks Barbecue presents Be Right Auto Glass. That's the former Steeler. That says enough.
Yeah, that's a lot of experience packed under that boat right there. As you can tell, you got Andrew Tate driving the boat, does a great job with that. The sponsors, I met the guy Chuck Beard just a few minutes ago, and the great people, that sponsored the Hydrofish, and then Mike Bavinsky, Huey Newport, and the team. Mike Gebline is the crew chief down there, and those guys are always working. They're always, it's hard. They work hard, and it shows on the water. They've got a very nice piece, and they've got a great crew, got a great driver, got everything going their way.
And old reliable, the dominant yellow with their local sponsor, Super Shine. It's the hops, and we love them.
We love them. The hops they're racers, they're scrappers. They're always out there. They always figure a way and find out a way to be out there on the water. Greg had some good heats yesterday, and that boat is, it's the oldest boat in our fleet, and but it doesn't show it on the water. And they always do updates every year with the boat, and they're just an incredible family. They're just racers, and it gives me joy to be able to work with them, with all the teams, and support them and assist them in coming to these races.
Dean, always great visiting with you. Welcome back to Madison, Indiana. Thank you for stopping by, and let's get these pro lights cranked up.
All right, Jeff, sounds good. Thank you very much. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, Dean. Dean Rojas with us from Grand Prix America, also, too, representing Pro Light here this weekend at the Madison Regatta. We turn the headset back over to Brad Luce. Brad, you've been in discussions, talks. Got any results?
We do. And sit down, Jeff.
Okay.
This is going to take a minute.
Okay.
But we do have a clarification of what went on. First of all, U8, Beacon Electric, the Bright Red Boat, and J. Michael Kelly. They are your winner of our Heat 3 presented by the Dam family. The U40, Bucket List Racing, with Dustin Eccles, was issued a one-lap penalty for encroachment prior to the start. The U11, the Legend Yacht Transport, driven by Jamie Nielsen, received a one-lap penalty for jumping the start. They also received a separate and different one-lap penalty for driving in and occupying Lane 1. It was made very clear at the drivers' meeting, Lane 1 was to be left open. That's 2 one-lap penalties on the U11. 2 one-lap penalties equals a DSQ.
Oh.
So that really bites then, because instead of finishing in third place, being there were only 3 boats that finished, they get the goose egg instead of the 225. Then you had the U9 and Corey Peabody, who got a did not finish. Remember, he spun down in turn 1 on lap 2. So the official part of the finish is the U8, the Beacon Electric, J. Michael Kelly. They are your winner. They have cleared the tech truck. So that one is good. The U40, the Bucket List Racing, with Dustin Eccles, they got their one-lap encroachment penalty. On the water, they finished in second place. They have yet to clear the tech truck, or at least as we have been advised. And then there was a DSQ to the U11 for the 2 one-lap penalties, 1 for jumping the gun, 1 for occupying Lane 1, and then the U9 got a did not finish and no points. So only 2 boats apparently will score points in our Heat 3 presented by the Dam family, and I say apparently because we haven't yet got information that the 40 is cleared. The 8 has. Clear as mud.
Awesome work, Brad. Thank you very much. But we do have the official winner now of the Dam family, Heat 3 and H1 Unlimited. It is J. Michael Kelly with the Beacon Plumbing. We're still waiting on the U40 Bucket List Racing to clear tech inspection. If it clears, they will garner 300 points in the Dam family. Heat number 3, my friend, that was a wonderful explanation. That's why you're here, to keep old Wooly out of the business over there to the left.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm glad you were talking to Grand Prix America, because there was a good conversation. It took me a while to catch it all up. Stand by for a countdown, I believe, coming up for Grand Prix America. I'll step away and give it to Jordan Bear. Jordan, take it away, my friend.
Pro Light up next, presented by Go Lithium. Stand by for a clock countdown. We'll wait for the clock to come up in the right-hand corner of our monitor. Pro Light drivers, Heat B, stand by for your clock countdown. In approximately 30 seconds, we'll have the clock countdown to 1 to the 5. Stand by. $20. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. That is 1 to the 5 for Pro Light Heat B. 1 to the 5. Thirty seconds until the 5-minute gun. $20. 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. That is a 5-minute period for Heat B of Pro Light presented by Go Lithium. Drivers, light them up. I'm Jeff Ayler with Jordan Bear here at the German American Bank. Judges stand. Things were so active in the Dam Family Heat 3, I forgot about the Madison Ford start-finish line. My apologies, but I think they'll excuse the blemish. We got the results. We're waiting for the bucket list to clear tech. Identify our boats here in Pro Light Heat B, Mr. Bear.
Yes, sir, Jeff Ayler. And lane number 1, it's the E55 Jack Mano Family's Northside Liquors, driven by Rob Betke. Lane number 2, it'll be the 242 Diego's Mexican Grill, driven by Bobby King. Lane 3, the 5, the Flyboy, driven by Gary Shalfin. Lane number 4, that is the 2, the Pleasure Seekers, driven by John Woldarski. And then lane number 5, the 300 River City Printing, driven by Brandon Kennedy. Assigned lanes here for this race. And of course, Diego's Mexican Grill ran well yesterday, but ultimately got a penalty. Brandon Kennedy was the winner of the heat yesterday. He's going to go from the outside today. So we will see what he is able to do, Jeff, as we know that boat's got a lot of speed.
Thank you, Jordan. With that, inboard racing here in Madison this weekend. Wanted to say hi to John and Rhonda Reeves. They're up in Brockville, Ontario, Canada for the Thousand Islands Regatta. Rhonda and John, good afternoon. Wish you were here in Madison, but I'm sure things are going well up in Brockville. We are 3 minutes and 15 seconds until the start for Heat B of Pro Light. Jordan, these boats, I went over it with Dean. Oh, and we got a boat dead in the water.
It's the 55.
That is the Jack Mano Family's Northside Liquors with Rob Betke. And Jordan, I don't see Rob on the race course, but the camera did catch Rob. And we'll see if we can get identification. Turn number 2. Thank you very much. So Rob Betke, dead in the water. Is he behind the crane boom?
That looks what it looks like, yeah.
Okay, Rob, now the good portion of this, it's unfortunate for the Jack Mano Family's Northside Liquors to be dead in the water. The good part, he is in the infield, and the current is working with the 55. So let's hopefully E55 won't go back out in the racing lane. I think we will go ahead with this heat. It will be a 4-lapper, 1.25-mile course. Madison Ford start-finish line buoy. Name of the game be behind that. Just a tick at 0. If you jump the gun in inboard racing, it is a 1-minute penalty on a lapse time. And, oh, such a tough break for Jackie Mano, Knoble, and family. And the Beckys were so excited to get the sponsor, so let's hope it's not a serious problem so they can get back in Heat C later today.
I actually stopped by Northside Liquors briefly when I left here last night, talked to Jackie for a little bit. You know, she was talking about how excited she was, and although they didn't win the race yesterday, she was so excited to get out there about how excited the whole Betke family was. So, again, let's hope that's nothing serious, and then they can get back out there a little later on in the day. Right now, though, we look over here as we have Diego's Mexican Grill, Bobby King, and Gary Chalfant right next to each other. Bobby King now at the inside lane. We saw the speed that boat has.
Assigned lanes in Pro Light presented by Go Lithium. This is B Right Auto Glass Heat B. So with the 55 down, Northside Liquors. Lane number 2 is Bobby King. Lane number 3, Gary Chalfant. Lane number 4, John Wodarski. And on the outside, Brandon Kennedy in the River City Printing Budget Buster Pennzoil. 55 seconds until the start for Pro Light. Heat B, our class sponsor, Be Right Auto Glass.
As they come down the backstretch, everyone looking solid so far. Looking possibly like Wodarski and Kennedy, maybe a little early. Again, you don't want to be early because that'll take you right out of the race. Now we on the outside see Kennedy slowing down, cutting a lot of speed. But it looks like King now in the inside lane. Diego's Mexican Grill looks to be solid, Jeff, as they get ready to hit turn number 2.
This should be a super start. Everyone behind the turn 2 at 15 seconds, but my eye, this looks to be pretty good. So King in 2, Chalfant in 3, Wodarski in 4, Kennedy in 5. We are now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. We are racing in Heat B. Pro Light brought to you by Be Right Auto Glass. The start was good for Pro Light hydroplanes thundering to turn number 1. Bobby King gets there first on the inside, and Diego's Mexican Grill. King, your leader, who is on his hip in second. The dominant white boat in front to his outside. King in front. Jordan, I believe that's Kennedy in River City Printing. We got a doozy going on in Heat B.
He does, and he's trying to catch him, and a little light there. So it looks like got to hold off on the throttle a little bit, and now it is a nice run for Bobby King. He's got smooth water on the inside as he hits turn number 2 with about a rooster tail lead.
My apologies. That was John Wodarski vaulting out in second. Kennedy's actually in 4th. My apologies to the fans along the shoreline and watching online. We'll come down to complete lap number 1. Bobby King goes by the Madison Ford start-finish line. Nice lead over John Wodarski in second in Pleasure Seekers. Gary Chalfant in 3rd, and Gary's got a good-looking boat ride on the inside wake of John Wodarski. An unusual 4th, struggling for Brandon Kennedy in the dominant yellow River City Printing. Bobby King off the turn. Diego's Mexican Grill. The queso is warm, the chips are hot.
They are, and now look at this race for second. It looks like that Wodarski has overtaken him, but man, on the inside is Chalfant. And there's only maybe a boat length separates them, and look at Chalfant. He's coming in, trying to pull even, and he takes the lead at second, Jeff, as they come down to complete another lap.
Beautiful action there. Gary Chalfant done some extensive work to that flyboy over the winter, and now the driver out of Jackson, Michigan, trying to vault into second, but Wodarski counters back on the outside. We're halfway through Be Right Auto Glass Heat B, and boy, we got a beautiful duel for second. Chalfant come out, and now Wodarski gains control in second in Pleasure Seekers. Chalfant 3rd in Flyboy. We'll watch that battle in turn number 1. King in front, deck-to-deck dueling for second. Brandon Kennedy remains in 4th. We go back into turn number 1. Jordan, the inside advantage is to Shalvin. There's Woldarski. This second place battle is not over.
Oh, look at it. And again, only about a boat length separates, but it looks like Woldarski still holding on. But here comes Shalvin. He's trying to pull even. He has the short track around. They're going to be looking for the white flag as they come around. And look at Shalvin try to pull even. And he does there, Jeff, as they get to turn 2.
King appears to be slowing. He's got a nice lead, but these two battling seem to be getting into the 242's lead. White flag displayed. King accepts it. Diego's Mexican Grill in front. An outstanding dueling here on the Ohio River and B Right Auto Glass Heat B and Pro Light. It's been Woldarski. It's been Shalvin. When they get in the turns, Gary has the advantage, shorter way around. Woldarski seems to have the most power on the outside in that Roger Mahan built 350. King in front, but Jordan, the battle's for second. It's intense. It's hot. They are side by side off the turn for runner-up honors.
Look at this, Shalvin and Woldarski, but Woldarski pulls ahead, but here comes Shalvin trying to pull even here. He's within the rooster tail, maybe 2 boat lengths. He's going to pull even, it looks like here. He is going to catch Woldarski, Jeff, and he's got a deck-to-deck now as they look for the checkered flag.
Final turn, final lap. King is slowing. King is slowing. Time running out. Checkered flag waving. King will win it. Diego's Mexican Grill. Here's your battle for second. Woldarski. RPM's on the outside will get second. In the Pleasure Seekers, Gary Shalvin in third. In the Flyboy, wonderful action for second place here in B Right Auto Glass Heat B. And boy, Brandon Kennedy, anytime you see a Ray Lynn prepared boat out of Cinnaminson, New Jersey, running in fourth, that's a tough break, but they will score and get points in that fourth place position. So boat number 242 is your winner. Craft number 2 in second. Hull number 5 in third. Boat number 300 in fourth. And an unfortunate did not start to Rob Betke in Northside Liquors. Let's hope the 55 can get back into action. They've got wonderful additives they could add to the fuel tank at 701 North Walnut.
Yes, they do, and maybe Jackie and the crew can maybe bring some of those down so they can get it going a little bit. But again, very, very unfortunate. We hope, obviously, they're able to get back out there. But fans along the shorelines, did you like that racing? Ooh, what a race for second. And I tell you what, if they had to go another lap, they may have caught Bobby King in the Diego's Mexican Grill, but a nice win for Bobby King after unfortunately jumping the gun yesterday. So now 242 comes into the pit area, but my goodness, what a run by John Woldarski and Gary Shalvin. Again, unfortunate also for Mr. Kennedy on the outside, but at least he was able to finish and get those points, as we'll see the pro lights again. Currently Grand Prix America Heat D about to take the water, and we do have an unfortunate, is that the 55? That's the 55, 40, 54, okay. Hold on. Oh, that's the U9, okay. Seeing some damage, they just showed it on there to the U9 beacon plumbing. Hopefully that is nothing serious there. Whoa. That does not look great there on the propeller. Hopefully they are able to get that fixed before the next Unlimited Heat. Obviously, again, if we get any word on that, we'll be sure to pass that information. Thank you, Tana Morissette, for that. Again, for GP, we do have some unfortunate news about a GP boat. That is Bobby Kennedy in the GP35 River City Printing has unfortunately had to scratch today. Real shame, because when we saw Bobby Kennedy testing on Friday, the speed that that boat had was pretty incredible. But unfortunately, he had an engine problem in testing and then ended up blowing his other engine yesterday. So unfortunately, they don't have that. But we still do have 4 boats out there. Andrew Tate, Greg Hopp, Jeff Bernard, and Dustin Eccles in the Truss Company presents Miss Renee. And of course, we were unable to see Dustin Eccles' boat later on yesterday because of some issues, but they are on the water. They are going to be ready to go here for GP Heat D. We will go over the lane assignments in just a little bit. But again, a very, very exciting race. 2 exciting races so far here today in both Unlimited Heat 3 and also Pro Light Heat B. And now we're getting ready for Grand Prix Heat D. As again, if we get any word on the U9 Beacon Plumbing, we will be sure to pass that information along to you. Do I need to step away here, Jeff?
Yes, Jordan, but don't go far away. I will need you after we have a very special presentation here at the German American Bank Judges Stand at the 2023 Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. Mike Bavinski has come on board this year with Huey Newport in Grand Prix. And Mike has come on board in a big way. He has teamed up with NASCAR driver Martin Truex Jr. Martin's foundation, nonprofit, is Piper's Wings. I would like to welcome the parents of Piper, Tyler and Caitlin Berryhill, to Madison. Tyler, thank you for being here with us. Tell us how Piper's Wings saved Piper. Caitlin, being a mom, and Piper, I know you're indebted to Martin Truex with his foundation. Oh, wow. Outstanding. Now, who's your favorite today at the Chicago street race in NASCAR just northwest of Madison, Indiana? MTJ, Martin Truex Jr. in the Bass Pro Shops, Toyota number 19. Thank you for being here. We got a very special presentation to give you. You are being presented a helmet from Simpson with all the drivers' autographs here at this weekend's Madison Regatta. Thank you for being here. Piper, we love you. Martin Truex, better yet, thank you.
Thank you, Martin Truex, Todd Moore, and Joe Gibbs.
Let's give the parents of Piper a round of applause. Tyler and Caitlin Berryhill. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Grand Prix America pilots, stand by for your clock countdown to 1 to the 5 for Heat D. Coming up in 30 seconds, we will be close to 1 to the 5. Inside 30 seconds for 1 to the 5. Stand by. $20. 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. That is 1 to the 5 for Heat D, Grand Prix America. Our heat sponsor, Rivertown Bar and Grill, located on Jefferson Street here in Madison, just west of the Jefferson County Courthouse. $30 to the 5. $20. 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. That is the 5-minute period for Heat D, Rivertown Bar and Grill, Grand Prix America. Drivers, put the trigger finger on the starter. Crank them up.
That's what I was waiting for.
Jeff Bernard, a light first. Reliable diamond tool. Cranks up that damn bad influence. Next out, Brandon Kennedy will be in the Trust Company. Presents Miss Renee out next. So Jordan, bear with that. Identify our boats and drivers coming up in Rivertown Bar and Grill, Heat D and Grand Prix America.
Yes, sir, Jeff Ayler. Lane number 1, it'll be Andrew Tate in the 88. The Chuck Spear Butson Rack Barbecue presents B-Right Auto Glass, Piper's Wings Hydro Fish. Lane number 2, the GP15, that is the Super Shine, driven by Greg Hopp. Lane 3, that is the 79 Jeff Bernard in the Reliable Diamond Tool, cracks up that damn bad influence. And again, in lane 5, it is the 17, the Trust Company presents Miss Renee. Brandon Kennedy is the driver there. Unfortunately, Bobby Kennedy in the 35 had to scratch. Unfortunately, both of the engines are out, so we unfortunately won't see him today. But glad to see the 17 back out on the water today, Jeff, after some work done yesterday. Should still be one whale of a race.
Grand Prix America hydroplanes, the second largest hydroplane class in the world. 24-foot length boat, 12-foot width. 468 cubic inch engine is the motor choice. Pops out 1,400 horsepower. They are supercharged. 2,700 pounds of racing vessel. These boats are well capable of doing 170 miles per hour. Jordan Bear, competition speeds here at the end of each chute. I'm going to go with 140, but as I mentioned yesterday, this big green one might get up there to the 150 mark. They're tough.
Man, oh man. And now they have the inside lane in this race, too. Let me tell you what, Andrew Tate looked so good yesterday. One of the best Grand Prix boats I've seen in the years they've been coming here, since 2017, I believe. And let me tell you what, they are fun to watch. There's a lot of speed. There's a lot of noise, as you can hear. But Andrew Tate has really done a nice job. But I think Greg Hopp has done very well. We saw a lot of good speed as well out of Bernard yesterday, who gave Tate some kind of reasons to be afraid there in that last heat yesterday. So watch out for Jeff Bernard. He can make things interesting, but Andrew Tate on paper got to be the favorite.
1 1/4 mile race course, similar to their sisters in Pro Light. If you jump the gun in GPA, that is a 1-minute penalty on elapsed time right here at the Madison Ford start-finish line. 1 minute and 55 seconds until the start. Jordan, we say it all the time in hydroplane racing. You want your boat just a skosh to the left of that Madison Ford start-finish line buoy. You jump that gun, that 1 minute penalty, that's a bad day. You ruin your day, you're not happy.
No, it can ruin your day very, very quickly. And we've seen races so far this weekend where a very, very fast boat has been taken out of the race early on because of the gun jumping. So you've got to watch yourself. Greg Hopp, as he gets ready to come around turn 2. And again, Andrew Tate in lane 1, he has timed those starts perfectly so far. So we'll see if he can do that again today. For someone to really have a solid shot of beating him, they're going to have to nail that start perfectly. We'll see with just a little over a minute to go, Jeff.
Coming up on the 1 minute period for Rivertown Bar and Grill, Heat D, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period in session for Heat D. Rivertown Bar and Grill, Grand Prix America. Andrew Tate, lane 1. Greg Hopp, lane 2. Jeff Bernard, lane 3. Brandon Kennedy in lane number 4. We have went past 12 noon in Madison, Indiana for the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. The church bells, I don't think, oversounded these big guys. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going. And man, what a beautiful sight right there with all of the Grand Prix America hydroplanes on the backstretch. We're at 15 seconds till the start, Jeff. Jeff, they're getting to turn 2. Bring them around.
Thank you, Jordan Bear. 10 seconds away. All the drivers eyeing the Madison Ford start-finish line. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. We're racing Rivertown Bar and Grill Heat D. Andrew Tate was there first, and Greg Hopp blisters into turn number 1 and lane number 2 in Super Shine. 3 get there first. And Hopp is right there with Andrew Tate off the corner. Tate, your leader, but Hopp is there deck to deck.
And it is a legal start, and oh my goodness, look at Andrew Tate put the pedal to the metal. Now extending about a rooster tail lead over Greg Hopp, and he's got the short track around Jeff. And don't forget about Jeff Bernard as well.
Now Andrew Tate showing that superior power. And boy, Hopp swinging way outside, keeping the RPMs up. 1 complete, 3 to go. It's Tate in front. Chuck's Beard, Butts and Rex Barbecue presents Be Right Auto Glass. Greg Hopp in second in Super Shine. Jeff Bernard in third. And Reliable Diamond Tool ranks up that damn bad influence. We got a boat dead in the water. Brandon Kennedy in the Trust Company. Miss Renee. Tate, your leader, but here comes Hopp again in the wash.
The Hopp is right there. Again, about a rooster tail lead. But let me tell you what, on those straightaways, Andrew Tate's got a lot of speed. He is whopping those spots left to right. But Greg Hopp is not letting him go anywhere as Andrew Tate gets to turn 2.
Tate in front, but Hopp not giving up in second in Super Shine. Tate swings out, but Hopp is right there. We're at the halfway mark of Rivertown Bar and Grill Heat D. In Grand Prix America, now Tate re-extends it off the corner, and Chuck's Beard, Butts and Rack Barbecue presents Be Right Auto Glass. Greg Hopp driving beautiful in second in Super Shine. Bernard remains in third, and Reliable Diamond Tool cranks up that damn bad influence, and now Tate got the signal from the corral. Hit the throttle because Hopp is chasing you.
Hopp is, and now he's opening about a 14 boat length lead now as he goes down the backstretch. Hopp not giving up though, as you still see good speed. Hopp got a little light there, Jeff, as they look for the white flag.
Top 2 in turn number 2. They'll come to the Madison Ford start-finish line. They'll get the white flag. It is displayed. 3 complete, 1 more to go for Andrew Tate. And Chuck Beard, Butts and Racks Barbecue presents Be Right Auto Glass. Greg Hopp is now settled into second in the Super Shine. I think he sent the message, but wants to settle for those second place points. Jeff Bernard in third. In Reliable Diamond Tool cranks up that damn bad influence. The top 3 the final time around. Tate, an easy lead.
Tate has now widely opened that lead. About a 2, maybe even 3 rooster tail lead over Greg Hopp. Andrew Tate has just looked so good all weekend long, Jeff, as he gets hit to turn number 2 and looks for the checkered flag and another win.
Final turn, final lap. Rivertown Bar and Grill Heat D Grand Prix America. Madison Ford start-finish line greets Andrew Tate with the checkered flag, your winner. Second place will go to Greg Hopp in the Super Shine. Beautiful run by Greg. keeping Tate honest up in the front for the first half of Heat D. Jeff Bernard will cross in third, and Reliable Diamond Tool cranks up that damn bad influence. Unfortunately, Brandon Kennedy will get a did not finish in the Trust Company presents Miss Renee, and the GP35 River City Printing, unfortunately, is a scratch for the remainder of the day. And that's a tough break for the TKO 35 racing team. Brand new boat, having a little issue with oil in those 468s. They got a good crew. They'll figure it out. They'll be ready for Valleyfield in Quebec 2 weekends from now in the Hydroplane Racing League. That is their Super Bowl in HRL, the Valleyfield Regatta. My friend John Tomey from Cambridge, Maryland, I hope you're listening. I hope you're getting better. You'll be in Valleyfield because John will be one of the announcers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Well, and that is great to see. And Andrew Tate coming back in now. And, of course, we just spoke with the people from Piper's Wings, and they, I'm sure, are going to be very, very happy. By the way, they did want me to say, Jeff, before I forget, Piper's Wings will be accepting donations at a tent down on Bond Drive. So make sure you go and donate when you can. But what a race by Andrew Tate in the GP88. Greg Hopp, a really, really nice run, Jeff, as well. Stayed with Tate for maybe a couple laps, man. There's a lot of speed in that boat.
I wanted to mention it, Jordan, during the heat, but I didn't want to get sidetracked from the competition. Water gets a little bit lumpy in competition. You want to keep that throttle hammered down, go over that rough stuff, because if you don't, you slow down, hit them rollers. That gets a little bit edgy in that cockpit. It can hurt.
Ooh, well, and I can't use the language he used, but when I talked to Greg Hopp a couple years ago when the water was really, really rough, I said, "What's happening out there?" And well, he was colorful in describing it, but more or less he said it was a little rough. So, but let me tell you what, this water can giveth and taketh. And but let me tell you what, I still think we could see a great final. Andrew Tate, again, continues to look so good in the 88. Greg Hopp doing a great job as well, racing for his dad, Jerry Hopp. And, of course, Jeff Bernard, I don't care. You don't count them out at all. We know how much speed that boat has as well. And, again, hopefully the 17, the Trust Company presents Miss Renee. We hope that they can get that boat fixed so we can have 4 boats for the next time that these go out. And what a run there by the GPs, Jeff. And next up after this is Unlimited.
And Andrew Tate is 4 for 4 on the weekend. He's doing a little bit of an icky shuffle on the deck of the Chuck's Beard, Butts and Racks Barbecue. Presents Be Right Auto Glass. Piper's Wings, Hydrofish. He can hear you. Give Andrew Tate a round of applause. And Jordan, with that, if you would not mind, I would like the headset handed over to a Buckeye out of Ohio that's very well spoken and is so involved with all facets of the American Powerboat Association in the inboard category. And let me shake your hand here. We share the same birthday on December 22. Tony Black, welcome to the German American Bank Judges Stand. How are you?
Jeff, it's always a pleasure to be here. You guys are spectacular. You know, I only wish that I could speak as fluently on the microphone as you. You are silver-tongued devil.
Well, I appreciate that. Yesterday was a little bit rough, but so far today I think we're hanging in there. And welcome back to Madison. We spoke to you yesterday, but we just saw inboard hydroplane racing, Pro Light, Grand Prix America. Fans along the shoreline, you know they've got the itch. They would love to drive an inboard hydroplane. You're involved with the driving school with APBA. How do you do it?
Well, it's very easy. You would go to apbashop.com. You can sign up online. And what that entails is what we would do is we would take, and we know we're always going to have bucket list people that want to have an opportunity to drive a hydroplane upwards of 120 mile an hour. What we would do is on a Friday afternoon, Friday evening, we would put you through what we have to do as drivers every 2 years, and that's take a cell test. Every 2 years, the drivers have to recertify doing a dunk test, and they put you in a mock-up safety cell. They seatbelt you in. You've gone through a breathing class with certified diving instructors, and then once you pass and they're comfortable with knowing how to clear a regulator, you would go to the deep end of the pool. They would strap you in a mock-up safety cell, turn you upside down, and watch you breathe and breathe comfortably. The object is not to panic, and methodically just undo your belts and work your way out of the cell. Once you've completed your cell test, what they do then is on a Saturday morning, I'll do about a 2-hour PowerPoint classroom, and I explain the theory of how a hydroplane works, the do's and don'ts that you can at speed do, what you don't want to do at speed. We explain all the various classes, all the facets in hydroplane racing, and then we fit all the students and we provide all the driving safety equipment, driving uniforms, helmets, life jackets. Once everything's fitted and recorded, we take you out to the lake, we feed you lunch, and then however many students are in the class, we'll draw their names out of a hat. That's a position they go out. And they get 10 laps on approximately a 1-mile course.
Okay.
And we provide safety, team, divers, medics, rescue. It's all there in place. And we spare no expense as far as, putting people in good safe boats that we know behave very nice for somebody that's never been in a hydro.
A question I've never asked with the driving school, the vintage category is so influential in APBA inboard. It would be very valuable for a driver get in the driving school. They could still go vintage. We're going to have that here the third weekend of September in Madison with Vintage Thunder. You could not only race, but maybe you might be involved in vintage, and that would be a good class to be involved in. Be a little bit different with the open cockpit, but it would still be valuable.
At least have the knowledge of what a boat is and what it's about, how to operate a boat safely around the race course, the most efficient way to drive around the race course. Me as an instructor, I'm on the radio speaking to the students, and I don't ask them to drive over their heads, but each lap that they drive, I want to try and get them to drive comfortably faster and faster.
Sorry, Tony.
That's all right.
When you're here at the regatta, you're
wearing a lot of chef's hats.
Hey, there you go. Chef hats.
There you
Jeff
go.
Ruby.
Absolutely. Great steaks.
But the boats, it's in Springfield, Ohio, and very similar to our Pro Lights. That's the craft you would be in.
Exactly. These are older hulls. They're proven hulls. Several of them are past national champions. We have the My Way that was Mike Weber down here, this crew chiefing the 79 Bad Influence team. That was his boat, 7-time national champion. They don't get any better than that. Had an opportunity to drive the boat in Springfield for a couple of laps, and the boat drives like a dime. It's easy to understand why he was 7-time national champion in that hull.
Tony Black, always great visiting with you. You're just such an ambassador for the American Powerboat Association and inboard, but better yet, it is so
Great
glad to share December 22 with you as a birthday, along with our friends.
Patty
Kennedy Hayes.
Milas Copeland.
And
my granddaughter.
Your granddaughter.
My granddaughter. We all share the same birthday. Mackenzie Core.
And you don't know my good friend LaVonna Jackson here locally. Her birthday is on December 22nd, and we were neighbors one time. I could chip and practice. I'd hit her garage.
Well, Jeff, as always, thank you. It's a pleasure. I appreciate what you guys do. You and Brad are the best announced team ever in hydroplane racing, and you guys continue to do what you do.
I tell you, this young man here from DuPont, north of here, Jordan Bear with WRX.
Jordan, how you doing, sir?
I think I got him tuned in this weekend. He's doing well.
Well, Madison brings it. You guys, I'm telling you, you've got the best of the best here, and enjoy your weekend. You've still got a lot of great boat racing coming up. And if you do have any questions about the driving school, feel free to contact apbashop.com. Everything's online. You can sign up and pay for it online. And we do it the first weekend in June every year. Come and see us. We'd love to have you as students.
Tony, thank you very much. Still
Thanks,
got
Jeff.
bills to pay here at the German American Bank Judges Stand. Thank you once again. Tana Morissette, could I get your attention, please? You do wonderful work here for us, engineering. We've got a guest race fan back here that has a question on an object lost. Could you please help her? Thank you very much. All sorts of things going on here at the German American Bank Judges Stand. We are in our lunch break right now. We're expecting to come back to water activity at approximately 1 o'clock. Don't forget, all of our food and drink vendors along the shoreline here at Madison. Souvenirs are available at the red trailer. That is your Madison Regatta official merchandise. Stop by and see Christine and Jeff with that. Also, too, stop by the Home Street Bank souvenir booth for all your goodies. And former Cincinnati Bengals running back Ickey Woods is on site. Stop by and visit Ickey with his foundation, remembering his late son. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? And Brad, I forgot to mention our Indianapolis Colts fans. They're in this territory, they're in the state, and they're northwest of here in Indianapolis. They got a brand new coach, they got a brand new quarterback, and I think the Colts, they can't be much out of the mix. They were a win away 2 years ago of making the playoffs.